Look at it.
Hey guys, welcome again to Moon City, where we give you pure technical analysis on all chartings on stocks. Today I'm going to be doing a small little different video, and this is going to be for all the SPX and SPY traders out here who trade mostly equities and index. SPX is basically the S&P 500 index, and so low risk, high reward type setups based upon the supply and demand line, right? So as you can see, I kind of developed some kind of supply and demand zones. Sorry, it's a little bit laggy. Market's still kind of open, but you can see that in the past week, it's been doing some crazy moves, right? It's been crazy moves, and if you even got anything, if you got anything in one of these candles, okay, if it was a put or a call and it went that right way in one of these candles, I mean, you've already made 1K, okay? And just to give you an idea of how that kind of looks like, let's say today, right? Today, if we look at the option change right here, we actually opened SPX around 4310, right? 4310 was the open today. You can see that 4310, that would have been around like $1,700, right? So that was like in the money right now. $1,700 would have been at that open, right? And if you go down maybe 60 points up, if you go another 60 points up, you can see that things were only if you bought a call today for only $300 to $400, just one contract, right? It would have already made you 1K today, right? Because it's now in the money, and all of these were almost $200-300, right? A contract, and you can see that it is a 140% gain. A little bit earlier it was 190%, so almost 200% gain. But the IV is a little bit lower now because the market's about to close. A lot of people are just closing out their contracts and things like that. So all of these are kind of looking weak. But let's say you did buy it at the put section, right? You definitely would have the same exact volatility on this side if it was going in the down direction. Okay, if we look at this on Wednesday or Friday, because of theta, it is going to be a little bit cheaper, right? So let's say we look at this tomorrow, right? These would definitely be maybe $100 or $200 cheaper for tomorrow, right? Because they are zero OTD, which is going to be same expiration dates on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, besides the other holiday weeks, they do kind of switch it up a little bit, but mostly every week is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are going to be same expiration days, and you can buy these at really low risk, right? So $300 to $400 a contract, and if it goes in your right way, you make about 2-3K in your gains, and you can close it out really well. And we can go back into the charting here, right? And we see that if we got this move, this huge red candle move, that would have been like 4 to 5K. If you got this green move on this day, it would have been 4 to 5K, and so on, right? So I have developed these supply and demand zones because I've recently been experimenting with the supply and demand zones for big moves against the institutions, because what supply and demand zones are basically institutions have their limit orders already set in these zones, and it's just waiting for that price or candle to really hit that range, and you can see that it is reacting to it. So this is a 4-hour charting right here, and you can see that the TTM is coming a little bit higher, right? So it's kind of moving out of the seller range. You can see that the MACD is crossing buyers over sellers, and the RSI is a little bit flat, so it's in the middle. That's not going to be too much of an indication to really trade SPX, because these are going to be mostly equities, right? So if you look at NQ or ES, follows a little bit similar of a trend, and you can play against these supply and demand zones that will actually help you trade SPX a little bit more accurately. Okay, so if we look at the 5 minutes here, okay, and let's zoom out a little bit, you can definitely see, right? You can definitely see that this huge move down, right? You can see that this was 367, 4367, and then it pushed all the way down at the end of the day to almost 4,300. Okay, that's a 60-point move, which is about $6,000 per contract gain. Okay, definitely don't go in blindly and see, you know, I'm gonna enter here, or whatever. You don't want to do that. You want to wait until it goes into one of these zones and say, is it reacting to it? Is it reacting to it, or is it gonna be passing by and go even lower? If it reacts to it and bounces, right, that's when you say, okay, that's my confirmation to enter, and then I'm going to exit right before it enters into another supply zone. Okay, so that's how I've been trading this lately, and you can see that the market's still open, and we can have a live example happening today even. All right, so we can see that today it's just bounced above this demand zone, right, pushed all the EMAs above the 200, and it is really strong, right? It's really strong, and then it stopped above that 60-point move again, which is near that supply zone. So that's going to be a small resistance I put down for my supply zone. Okay, it bounced, rejected a little bit 3 times, 4 times, and now it's rejected about a 5th time, and you know, it's going to react to that and go a little bit lower. Okay, so anything in between here is, I'm gonna just ignore it. Okay, all I'm going to be paying attention to is, you know, if this is about to hit a certain type of zone, then I'm going to be ready to buy calls, right? Or if it's about to hit, you know, the supply zone up here, I'm ready to buy puts. And you can see that in the previous data over here in the past 2 days, it did the same movement, right? We see that it pushed above here, bounced again, and then you see the supply zone, reacted to it, and then dumped really hard that day. And then it's just really strong demand zone again, and we pushed above again today. So my anticipation for the next move for tomorrow is going to be, you know, really interesting, because we want to see after hours too. If it does hit this supply zone and then falls below, I know that at open I really want to be careful, and I want to wait for it to hit another zone. Or if at the open we see it in the zone, okay, and then it pushes a little bit higher, we know now that it passed the supply zone, and we want to actually buy calls because the demand is overpowering the supply and it's pushing a bit higher, right? So, you know, I've been trading SPY and SPX for 2-3 years now, and you know, the supply and demand zone I've been experimenting with is actually really helpful. So you can see in the past data on the 4-hour charting, you can see these huge moves, right? You want to place them right when big moves are going up. So you can see that from this side, after this short-term pullback, it actually busted through all these resistances and back above the supply zone. And then you can see a double top over here, and then you can see react, right? You see it react to that supply zone and bounce back down, and you can see a support there, and then it's doing a bullish move up. And as you can see, and also in this move right here, you see it doing the same exact thing, right? Trying to do this double top, and now it's pushing above it, and now it has confirmed that demand zone, and now it's pushing a bit higher, right? And then overall in the long run, it reached that all-time highs of 4,545, right? And now we are in this little bearish move, right? We're in this bearish move, but we can still respect these demand and supply zones, okay, from the previous data. It doesn't matter if it's from a year ago or a couple months ago, we can still have these zones very respected, because you can see the institutions probably already still have their limit orders still here from the past. And then once these price levels do hit this area, we can definitely see it react the same similar way. And you know, you can catch these moves. You can just catch these moves. If you have any kind of contract, whether it's a put in a red or a call in the green, you will make that gain. Okay, so once again, I can give you an example for today. Let's say I buy something at open tomorrow at 370, right? For 370. And you know, let's say that this candle, okay, let's see this candle hit above that 4370, and pushed above even higher, okay, you would be in the money right now. You would spend about $1,100, and being in the money is almost a $500 gain, right? So that's only 20-30 points up, and you'd be already up a good amount, right? So if you were up 60 points even, right, that's what the move happened today. And let's say it opened today at 4,310, right, and it was only $1,000 to buy one contract. Now that it's in far in the money, that's almost up $5,000. You can see that from yourself right now. The premiums are changing up to $5,000. So you had a $4,000 profit from just that move today. All right, so you can see that a lot of people are trying to get into this, and they are trying to save a little bit more equity for Monday, Wednesday, Fridays for zero OTD, so you can gain a lot of profits from just spending a small amount of percentage of your portfolio. Okay, all right guys, so definitely I've been trading this for a while now, and I just want to share it with you guys and see if you are able to catch these moves based on these zones as well. So my bullish case is going to be that we do try to push above this 4,388, and if we can have 4,400 and 4,425. If we can push above that, we can definitely see another all-time highs. So if it doesn't happen that way and we do hit the supply zone again and we push back down, I can definitely see in the bearish scenario we can definitely push below this 4,300 again and go back even lower where the 4,235 is. Okay, so 4,235, if we break that, we can definitely see a lot lower. We can see on the daily right here, it has not even touched the 200 EMA yet. So I might anticipate in the bearish scenario that if we do push a little bit lower, we can see a bounce on the 200 EMA and then start doing another all-time highs. So that's going to be my anticipation for the bull and bear case for SPX following these supply and demand zones. So that's going to be my video on SPX. If you have any questions on this, definitely DM me, and I'll maybe give you an example again, but just replay this video and kind of try to understand what options to buy on the option chain when you see these movements in. Okay, so definitely go on YouTube, find what supply and demand is. There's definitely a bunch of different videos out there really explaining what that is, and then you want to take that strategy and you want to implement it into SPX or ES futures or SPY, whatever equity you are playing. It's gonna be a very helpful for you to get these huge moves. Okay, and you can obviously see that the past 4 days it's been doing those huge moves, and you get any one of these, you're already set for the week, you're already set for your monthly goal. All right, and definitely if I gave you any kind of value in this video, definitely hit that like, subscribe button. And if you are already trading SPY and SPX regularly, comment down below what you think about trading this as a low risk type play on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. How good are your gains if you're already trading it, and where do you think we're going to go in our overall market? Are we going to go a little bit higher, or can we see a lot lower? And definitely we are still doing that $100 giveaway this Friday, so stay tuned. This Friday we're going to be doing the live raffle for the $100 giveaway, and if you still want to enter, you guys can. You can definitely read the description down below and see the rules into entering into this raffle, so that on Friday I will be inputting your name, and then we can all together watch who won the $100 giveaway. And I'll definitely do more of these depending on how my channel grows. I want to be able to do a giveaway every 100 subscribers I get until 1,000, and then once we do reach 1,000 subscribers, I do want to actually give away merch through my clothing brand, and also money to my audience. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a bigger giveaway as we do grow this channel and have a bigger audience. So thank you guys so much, and you guys have a wonderful trading week.